Hello everyone, this is Miss Branch, and this is the K through 2nd grade project on symmetry. You will need, you can use scissors, you can use glue, some scrap paper, and some loose leaf paper. It is up to you whether your scrap paper is vertical or horizontal. I will do both so that you can see it. For those of you who don't have scissors, I will show you how to rip the paper. Now, the first thing you need to do is pick out some paper. And I picked out this one because it is different colors, like color of grass. We're going to make our grass and our stem strips first. About as wide as your finger. And you're going to rip, for those of you who don't have scissors, a strip for your flower stem. Now, I don't need this to go all the way up, so I'm going to rip some of this off. There we go. And this one will make skinny. This one I think I'll just do 2 flowers. So there I go. My next step, excuse me, is that I'm going to make grass for my slide symmetry. Now, slide symmetry is when it's the same in a row. Kind of like the lines on the paper here. They're all the same. Same. So to make slide symmetry, I'm just going to fold my paper a few times and just make little strips. So I can try and get them the same. Now, if using my pinchy fingers close together, I can control how the strips rip. And they're almost exactly the same. Excuse me again. Again, controlling with my pinchy fingers, I can control how I rip the paper. Now, for those of you who have access to scissors, you can just cut the paper. Now, my next step is to glue my grass and my stem down. Now, my rule with the glue, even when you're at home, is not a lot, just a dot. A dab of glue will do. So, I think I'll make this a little skinnier, just for my taste. Again, keeping my pinchy fingers close together, I can control how I rip the paper. So, that dot was kind of big. I'm going to share that dot since I got it on the paper. Yeah. So I shared that dot and rub a little bit and it sticks. Now, for my grass, I'm just going to go ahead and put some dots evenly spaced apart on my paper. Notice how I went over top of my stem as well. And rub a little bit. I'm going to spread this glue dot down. And there, I'm just getting a little bit on my finger, and I can share that glue with the rest of it. And it will be fine. So I'm creating slide symmetry by making everything the same as I go. So same, slide over, same, close to being the same, because even though it's ripped, it's not always perfect, but it's fine. It gives your artwork some character. So again, then stretch, same, 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 same. Oh, one more drop. Spread down, same. Got a little bit of space here, so I'll put one here and one more there. I hope this is getting it. Alright, so my next step is to make my rotational symmetry, which is for the flower petals. So again, I'll take another scrap piece of paper. Let's see, I don't need them very big, so I'll just fold it, crease it, flip it, then rip. Oops. Again, keep your pinchy fingers close together so you can control how you rip it. Now, you can do any shape. You could do circles, you could do tear shapes, you could do squares, they could just be rectangles, but you need at least 4. So I'm going to turn this, I folded this in half, then folded it in half, so I'm going to have 4 of the same shape. And again, if I keep my pinchy fingers very close together, I can control how I rip the paper. Now, a good thing that we're using scrap paper, if you don't like it the first time, you can always get another piece of scrap and then glue it down. So now, I'm going to make these petals in the tear shape that I just ripped kind of form like a circle, because I'm doing my rotational. Oh, come on, separate. Ah, nope, that didn't work. Thought if I drop it, it would separate. Ah, that's why I didn't separate. Didn't completely rip it apart. So now, I'm going to have my rotational symmetry by, and I'll go ahead with 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, I'm going to spread it. 1. And put a little bit of glue from my finger back there where it was folded. Spread it. 2. Spread it. 3. Spread it. 4. And my rotational symmetry, it's rotational because when I spin it, it's still the same no matter how I turn it. Well, at least same-ish with the shapes. So now, my next step is to make my butterfly. Now, this where I'm going to go ahead and rip off, again, using my pinchy fingers close together. I'm going to fold this paper in half. And for those of you who are not confident to do it just freehand, I'm going to take a pencil and make a letter B. That's kind of hard to see, so I'll use a marker to make sure you can see it just for this part. So right here where the paper is folded, I'm going to make sure that's the back of my B, my letter B. And so it also looks like a number 3. But I'm then going to keep the paper folded and carefully rip following the line of my letter B or number 3, whichever one it looks more like to you. And rip and rip. And there we go. And when I open it up, I get to choose. Is this going to be my butterfly? Or is this going to be my butterfly? I think I'll go with this side. Here's my butterfly shape. So now I can glue my butterfly down. And let's see, I'm going to put not a lot, just a dot, dab of glue, will do. And again, taking my one glue finger, I can spread those dots around so that I know it will stay down. And I glued my bilateral symmetry because it's the same on both sides. There's a line down the middle. Now if I want, I can go ahead and use one of these extra grass pieces and make the body of my caterpillar. I mean my butterfly. It was a caterpillar one time, but now it's a butterfly. And let's see, I can use some of this leftover grass. Going to make the antennas. Again, keeping my pinchy fingers close together, I can control how I rip the paper. And I'm going to rip it right here in the middle. And again, not a lot, just a dot, using my finger. 1, 2, spread the glue. And now I have my antennas. Sorry for that, everyone. I ate some candy before, and so it's really caught in my throat a little bit before I got started. So now I have my symmetrical artwork where I did bilateral, radial, and slide symmetry. Slide symmetry is also called translation in math, when you can take an object and move it over and it's the same thing, which is pretty much the same thing with slide symmetry. And my background is slide. Now, if you want to be fancy, you can add some details to your butterfly. If you do not put the same thing on both sides, you're now making asymmetrical symmetry. That means it's still balanced because I have one over here and one over here, but they're not exactly the same. And so this, ladies and gentlemen, is my symmetry project, which is quick and easy, and you get to learn 3 different symmetries. And also, if you watch the video, you can learn the symmetry song. Anyway, everyone, let me take off my necklace part holding and say goodbye. And let's see, this is upside down. Okay, goodbye, and pause. Off.